may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, guys, y'all destroyed yesterday's video. I mean, we got like, I think 30 new subscribers from the video. Y'all dropped so many likes. I think the video went over 1,000 views in the first 24 hours. So because of that, what that tells me is y'all want more waiver wire videos, and that's exactly what I'm going to give y'all. So for this one, we are going to be talking about some starting pitchers. We can go through, we can talk about some closers, we can talk about really whatever y'all want, but I need to know what y'all want. So please continue to go down there, drop likes, that always helps. But more importantly, y'all need to be using that comment section, because I don't know how many times I need to say this, but a lot of y'all watching this video right now are significantly smarter than I am. So your opinions are worth significantly more. So if you're watching this and you disagree with something that I say, there's a decent chance that you are right. And you should be using that comment section to let everyone else watching this same video know that, hey, don't listen to this fool on the screen. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Listen to me down in the comment section. So please, like y'all always do, if I say anything that you don't agree with, please feel free to roast me in the comment section. I have thick skin. I understand that a lot of people watching these videos are extremely knowledgeable about fantasy baseball, and I'm going to continue to try to improve. We're going to continue to try to do as much research and work that we can. But out of the hundreds and hundreds of views that this video should get, I can almost guarantee I'm not the smartest guy in the room. But that's it. Let's dive into this and let's get into our first pitcher. And honestly, not going to be too exciting, not going to be someone with an elite level ceiling, but he's coming off the waiver wire. It's week one. What are you expecting? This is going to be Mike Minor, who is currently available in about 75% of leagues, pitching for the Kansas City Royals. Here, he is already 33 years old, so we have a decent track record of what he is. We can look at a multitude of seasons to figure out what you should be expecting in 2021. But like we always want to do with these players, I know that the first thing most people are going to do is they are going to go to the 2020 season because it's the most recent year, where if you're used to this channel by now, you know that's not what we like to do. We like to go to 2019. And now I will acknowledge the fact that in 2019, Mike Minor was only 31 years old, so you can maybe expect that he had a little bit more juice in his arm in 2019 than he does in 2021, but still 33 years old isn't at the point where you really need to be concerned. And in that 2019 season, what you like to see is you really like to see the fact that he pitched over 200 innings. Now, I know that you can find a decent amount of examples of this happening in 2019 from pitchers across the league, but how many of those pitchers are currently available on your waiver wire? How many of those guys are owned in 25% or less in terms of their just raw number on Yahoo Fantasy Sports? And if we go through and look at those stats that he had in 2019, honestly, not that bad. I mean, his ERA was down there at about 3.6. His strikeouts per inning left some to be desired. It was right under 1. His whip was hovering at an average 1.23. So overall, Mike Minor in 2019, you look at those stats and no, he's not Jacob deGrom, but he is someone that contributes to your fantasy baseball lineup. He is someone that can help you win certain weeks. Now in 2020, this completely changes. You end up seeing only 56 innings pitched, but that's a normal number for 2020. Extremely small sample size with so many variables changing. We've said it a million times before. Now, a lot of people are going to look at the fact that in 2020, his ERA was close to 6, so that looks disgusting. But the more important metrics, the fact that he kept his whip down there at 1.23, he kept the strikeouts hovering around 1, actually seeing a small bump up to 1.1 strikeouts per inning. 2020, a down year, but we know that it's crazy. We know that ERA can fluctuate, especially in a small sample size. So I don't really want to be holding that against him. And if we go through in 2021, his first start, he pitches 6 innings, which was extremely standard for the opening week for the majority of these starting pitchers. Ends up racking up 6 strikeouts and holds his opponents to a whip of 1.0. Now, I will say, 2021, extremely small sample. We understand that it's one game. You can't take everything away from it. You can't expect the whip to stay this low. You can't expect the strikeouts per inning to be this number. But still, you're looking at a pitcher that has the track record of providing you a significant amount of innings pitched. He starts off 2021 with exactly what you would expect. So I just simply don't understand why he is on the waiver wire in so many leagues. Now, I guess if you play in a 8 or a 10-man league, then you can say, hey, I have some better options on my roster. But if you're playing in a 12 or a 14-man league, there's no way that you can't find a spot for Mike Minor. There's no way that you can't get him into your lineup some weeks. Okay, so now let's get our next player up here. This is going to be a player with a little bit more upside, but a way lower floor. Tanner Houck, and I apologize if I mispronounced that name. Y'all know that it doesn't matter the sport, it doesn't matter the player. I can't speak, I can't talk, I can't read, so please excuse me for that. But anyway, 24-year-old prospect for the Boston Red Sox, available in about 63% of leagues. So here it's going to be a little bit more of a shallower league type option. And we know that he was drafted with the 24th pick overall in the 2017 Major League Draft. And if we go through, you really don't have any sample size to look at of him playing at a decent level, bad level, whatever it is at the Major League level, because in 2020, he only had 17 innings pitched, where, yeah, he looked extremely good in those 17 innings, but at the end of the day, it's only 17 innings pitched. His whip was under 0.9, his strikeouts per inning were above 1.2, his ERA was hovering about 0.5. So, yeah, we can look at this, we can go, hey, great 2020, extremely small sample, we don't really have a lot to take away from. And then he comes out in 2021, pitches 6 innings to start the year, has a whip a little bit higher at 1.33. More importantly, though, is able to rack up 10 strikeouts in his first start. So that's the number I'm going to want to look at. And I will acknowledge, we don't have a long track record to look at with Tanner Houck, so it's going to be extremely hard to project him going forward. That's why I'm saying the range of outcomes is very wide. You're going to see the floor be very low, where maybe he gets sent back down to the minors. Maybe we don't see him as a consistent piece in this rotation. But he also has the ceiling where I don't want to call him a potential league winner, but you could see things break right for him where he makes a massive impact. And instead of going through and looking at his entire minor league career, what I would prefer to do is I'd prefer to just look at AAA, because we know AAA has the closest play to the major league. Also, we don't want to be looking at the years that he played when he was 18, 19 years old, 6 years ago in the minor league. So I would rather just look at AAA, where, yes, the sample size here is small as well, 25 innings pitched, a whip hovering around 1.3, strikeout per inning ratio at 1.1, and an ERA at 3.24. But what I'm going to be advising you with Tanner Houck is pick him up, see what happens, give him 3 or 4 starts, then you can determine what his path is going to be on your fantasy baseball roster. Just a player that I think has upside. I do not think that he should be available on your waiver wire regardless of the league format that you're playing in. I guess if for whatever reason there's someone watching this video right now that's playing in a 4-man league, 6-man league, then yeah, I mean, obviously you can ignore him. But if you're playing in anything close to a normal format, Tanner Houck is going to be someone that you need on your roster. Okay, so talk about me mispronouncing names. This next one is going to be nasty. This is going to be Yusei Kikuchi. And I know that was bad, but he's available in half your leagues right now, playing for Seattle, 29 years old. And here we don't have a massive sample to look at in the major league. We know that he played overseas for a decent amount of time in Japan. But in 2019, we look at this year where he pitched 161 innings. And it was disgusting. Now, I will say, guys, this was his first year playing in Major League Baseball. So we can assume that there's going to be a little bit of time that takes him getting used to it. Only pitching 161 innings, a whip of, this is embarrassing, 1.5, a strikeout per inning ratio of 0.72, an ERA at 5.46. So obviously that is not encouraging in the slightest. Now in 2020, he comes out and improves his numbers across the board. But like I said, very small sample, but you would expect him to be making this transition in the major league to finally be able to take that step forward, where in 47 innings pitched, his whip lowers down to under 1.3, his strikeouts per inning go up to 1, and his ERA comes down to 5. Now in 2021, his first start, not the best in terms of the amount of production that he gave up. I mean, he did give up 6 hits in 6 innings pitched, and 2 of these were for home runs. But one encouraging thing is he was able to go out there and produce 10 strikeouts. So I'll say A pitcher that we have to include on the list because he projects to pitch a significant amount of innings. Hopefully he's going to take another step forward with another year in the majors. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Let me know how stupid y'all think I am, because I am here to hear it. Also, if you have any other waiver wire recommendations for anybody in the flock that were not said on this video, make sure you let them know down in the comment section below, because I want everybody to be helping each other out. Now, thank you guys. Really hope y'all enjoyed the video. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, that's it. I'll see y'all with the video tomorrow.